Welcome to Drix Tavern, where today we're going to talk about player housing. Imagine this. It's the last Titan, and your party just defeated a Ritterkron. His head drops and you win the roll. So you hearth to New Dalaran and stop by the auction house to pick up some lumber and nails before mounting your dragon and flying towards Grizzly Hills. There, nestled amidst the top of the giant trees, is a floating island, in the middle of which is a Blood Elf manor. Landing, you see one of your alts, and it waves to you as you enter the house. Inside, you find another one of your alts reading next to one of the windows. Speaking to him, you use his crafting skill and the materials you picked up to craft a wall plaque. Then, entering the grand hall of your house, you open your housing menu and select a Ritterkron's head. Afterwards, you place it above the mantle next to Razagath and Farak, completing your collection. You invite one of your friends to a party, and a moment later you hear the thud of their dragon landing outside. They come in to see your newly acquired decoration, and they tell you that they're trying to craft a shield, but they're missing some ore. So you go to a chest in the corner and open your warband bank, and give them what they need. To me, this is what player housing should be, so let's break down how Blizzard can make it work. Location is one of the most important aspects to a home. Having a random house in one of the capital cities is fine, but I'd much rather be able to place my house anywhere in the world. The easiest way to do this would be to add an instanced area to each zone that could be reached via a portal or teleport. These areas could be themed after the zone that they're in, but separate from the world. Think Baldur's Gate 3 camps, and how they are separate from the game world, but unique to the area you're in when you choose to camp. Better would be to have the house in the world itself. Blizzard could achieve this by choosing an area in each zone to place the house or camp. This would be relatively easy to do as they designed new zones, as they could choose the location early on and develop the housing area and the zone together. This would be much harder in older zones, where they would have to repurpose dead space, and they may not be the most ideal or picturesque locations. If they wanted to allow players freeform placement of housing in the world, they could let us choose where to place mini Dalaran-style floating islands anywhere in the zone. You would have to unlock the zone by completing the zone exploration achievement first, but once done you could choose where you wanted to place your island, picking your views and allowing for easy takeoff and landing with dynamic flight. I'm sure there would be technical difficulties with this, but it is by far my favorite choice. The second most important part of player housing is customization. One of the biggest failings of the Garrison system is that we were locked into a single particular aesthetic, either generic Horde or generic Alliance, and that simply isn't good enough for player housing. Because of the artistic style in World of Warcraft, I don't foresee the ability to build freeform housing like we can in Valheim, Minecraft, or Enshrouded. However, I could see a system more akin to the one in Tears of the Kingdom working, a system where you acquire the building blocks of homes, place and configure them, and then decorate them. Now, these rooms could either come fully furnished or allow for the decoration to be placed on a grid system inside the rooms. If they wanted to use this system, it would make the most sense to unlock the patterns for each room by progressing the renown of the appropriate faction. So if you want a Blood Elf Villa or a Tuskar hut, just become friendly with that faction. These could also be acquired via achievements or story chapters. That gets you the bones of the house, but what about decorations? The answer? Everything. Professions, quests, vendors, achievements, you name it. The options are limitless, honestly. Give vendors decorations to sell. Give professions recipes that they can craft. Allow recipes or items to drop from bosses or random mobs. Attach them to achievements. Attach them to renown. It doesn't matter. Just give them to players any way you want. This would be great because it would give you an alternate form of reward that's not just player power or transmog. It would also give professions more to do and allow for more cross-profession interactions. Some of the systems Blizzard needs for this are already in the game. It wouldn't be hard to add a housing tab to the collections menu, or allow you to favorite your preferred rooms or decorations. Once acquired, decorations could be selected from a housing menu akin to the collections tab and placed using a freeform or grid-based system. The last pillar of player housing is social. In this scenario, an island would only be visible to its owner. The exception to this would be that party and raid members would be able to view the island of the party leader. So if you want to have a friend visit you, just invite them to a party, and they would be able to phase into your home and see your decorations. And finally, to tie this into warbands, you'd be able to place your alts in your home and give them an idle task to do. This could be sweeping the floor, reading a book, or fighting a practice dummy. Also, you could speak to them at any time and access their inventory and professions. No longer would you need to place work orders with your alts or log back and forth to craft something. But what about you? How would you implement player housing in the game? Let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you next time in Rogue's Tavern.